back for episode 5, is it? Episode 5 of Dungeon Crawl Classics in Lankhmar. Please introduce yourself from the top left on my screen. Andrew.
Hi, I'm playing Farfeared, a Mingol warrior from the cold or frozen steppes, or whichever steps, the top steps or the middle steps or the bottom steps, or actually on the ground.
Thank you. Will.
Hi, I'm playing Ivlis the Thug from the Cold Wastes, Outcast, and...
I thought you were a thief.
Thief, yeah, but I am. I'm a thief. I'm such a crap thief, I'm only known as a thug.
You're a thief.
Thief.
You're just a thief.
And Chris.
Yeah, Chris here. I'm playing a wizard called Teebeedee, from former wizard student from the 8 cities. And I've cast a spell over our quantum dice roller for this particular episode so that our rolls may be substantially improved from the last episode, which was horrific.
Positive luck spell.
Especially for Will. My God, your rolls last time were unbelievable.
Yes, they were diabolically bad.
So when we left you, you were in the top room of the tower of rooms within a spire in the middle of the Temple of the Jinn, and you're in this strange room. And would you like me to describe it to you again, just to refresh your memories?
Please do.
The chamber is low-ceilinged and gloomy. The dust that fills the interior rooms of the spire appears less heavy here, as if errant breezes have stirred it during the temple's long abandonment. The shadows look more grey than black in this room, possibly rife with cobwebs. In the ashen gloom, 7 golden faces glitter, and as you walked into the room, 4 of these faces started floating towards you out of this thick gloom, moving towards you with what you assume is evil intent. What do you do?
My first question is,
in fact, what we should do is roll initiative.
Shut the door?
Well, no, you've actually moved into the room. You did move into the room.
I got a 6. Start out as you mean to
continue.
continue.
He's off.
Train the way you want to play.
I got a 12.
You get a +1 on your initiative, Will.
Oh, yep, you're right. Okay, 7.
And I don't get a +1. Oh, great, I get a 4. I was looking backwards at the door, seeing if anybody heard a sound out there.
Farfeared is the first to react to this, these things floating towards you. What do you do?
Once again, my decision is, do I exit and close the door and leave these 2 behind?
I can see this is going to be a running thread.
So, what is it? You said there are 4 floating masks. Was that right?
Yes, you can see on the opposite wall in the far distance. Yeah. It's quite hard to see because it's quite gloomy in this room, and these shadows have this sort of strange grey feeling about them. But on the far wall were 7 of these masks. These ones are gilded, so they're golden. They're inscribed with sort of an angular female face. And as you walked into the room, 4 of them detached themselves from the wall and started floating towards you out of the shadows.
I'd say it's the spirits of the long-departed priestesses that are driving the masks, so we just need to
butcher the masks.
We can always melt them down for gold.
Yeah. Okay, we just butcher the masks.
As you're standing there and these things are coming closer to you, you're starting to get visions in your head, and all of you are getting this. Well, you don't know the others are getting it, but you are.
We all go, oh my God, we're getting this. I'm getting this. You're getting this.
You're getting this. I'm getting this
too. I'm getting this.
You all start to get horrible visions of past events committed by other people in long ago times. There's visions of a brutal murder, the feeling of being in some illicit affair, some brazen robbery, all these kind of crimes and sins that people have committed are floating through your head and freaking you out.
But there's one alternative, and that's to say, stop. We can actually talk to these things rather than attack them. I can't believe I just said that.
What?
I'm struggling with
Where's
that
Andrew?
too.
That's not you.
I want to try and stop the thoughts and go back and say, no, wait, we're not here to hurt. We're here to help. We're here to do right by you who were so hard done by the evil people of Lankhmar.
Excellent.
Lying
Okay,
dog.
make a personality test. You've got any personality modifiers, do you?
Oh, yeah, -2.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
-2.
-2.
So that's a 0.
What'd you get?
-2.
He got 0. Oh, that's a beautiful.
That's what
roll.
happens
Okay,
when you try
so-
and think positive thoughts towards enemies.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like you make any progress, and in fact, you just feel this wave of these thoughts even more strongly than before. And then, as you're doing this, the mask that seems a bit more ornate and is a bit more up front than the other 3, its eye sockets start to glow, and this beam of bruise-coloured rays come from its eyes and fire towards you.
Bruise.
So,
What did you say?
bruise-coloured, yes.
Oh,
So what, blacky, purple, grey kind of colour?
with a hint of yellow.
Nice. So here we go. That's a 9 plus 2 is 11. What's your arm class? Yes, you managed to dodge it, and now you're definitely
next?
getting the feeling that you're. Yes, obviously you did not make any impact, and this thing seems aggressively flying towards you, shooting these rays at you now. So next is Will.
Okay,
Yes.
well, I will just fly at the nearest one and attack it with my dagger. Actually, well, one thing I was considering was
You can always
whether
pin
I
it
could-
to the floor.
Well,
through its
yeah,
eye
I was
hole.
thinking that maybe I could take, like, if I had a bag
Cloak
or
and throw a
jacket or
cloak over
something,
it.
cloak, I could throw a cloak over
Smother
it. Have any of us got a cloak? All I've got is a
I don't know.
backpack and a small chest and a water skin. They're no use.
No one's mentioned a cloak up to this point.
No, I don't.
Damn. Well, we did have some cloaks downstairs, but I think we burnt them all.
Yes, you did.
All right, I'll just attack the thing with my dagger,
Hack at it.
and it's a 13.
It's a 13. Is it just a straight 13?
It's just a straight 13. I don't think I've got
You
any
could-
modifiers to hit.
You could burn 1 point of luck to hit.
I'll use a point of fleeting luck. I've got 2 of those.
You lunge forward with your
Clong.
dagger, and you're just about to miss, and then the gods smile upon you, and you do a last-minute course correction, going cling into it. Shudders in the air. You feel like there's some impact there. Roll your damage.
Oh, so I thought you were going to say, and the dagger shatters in your hand. 3 damage.
You scrape the golden gilding off it, but it doesn't seem in any other way affected. You've
Right.
damaged the beautiful craftsmanship a little bit. Oops, there goes the value a little bit.
Beautiful
Every hit
craftsmanship.
lowers the value. You see the eyes of the other 3 masks start to glow, and suddenly the room is filled with like these beams going towards you. The first one goes for. So
Happy if you
Will,
roll.
a ray comes shooting out of the eyes of the mask towards you. Here we go. Oh dear, that's a 19 and then a 19.
Oh, God.
That would be a hit. When you're hit by this ray, this intensity of sinful emotions hits you with this incredible power, and you just feel it overwhelming you. You're going, ah! It's like this horrible psychic attack. It's not like a physical attack. It's a mental psychic attack, and your brain starts overloading, and it's just full of lust and gluttony and slothfulness and wrath and the whole
Right, yep. So just
whole
like a
7
normal
yards. Normal day.
Yeah,
Average day Lankhmar.
Yep. Ivlis just goes, and?
day. Is that all you got?
So that does
I have this stuff for breakfast.
Yes.
that does 3 points of damage.
Oh, well, I thought you said it didn't do any actual damage.
Yeah, it does 3 points of psychic damage.
All right, well, I'm down to 1 hit
And
point
we
now.
all know that mental damage is just as bad as physical damage.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Will, are you okay?
Oh, you're, ah!
Give me some pills, quickly, and some counselling.
The other one goes for Andrew and rolls a 3, so that's you dodge out of the way of that beam. And the other one goes for Teebeedee and gets an 18, so that hits. You go, ah! Overloaded by horrible emotions. 7 points of damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, instant out. I'm
Oh, no.
overloaded.
God.
Holy moly. Right,
We're so
okay.
crap at this game.
So
he
you
wouldn't
fall
be
to the
bleeding
floor,
out.
wrooting with horror. All these terrible images.
In a fetal
You have to drag us. You're going to have to get out of
But
here.
how do
We're gonna
the
have to get
bleeding out rules work here?
I presume he's become he's gone into some kind of coma. So you're not so much bleeding out, but you're just, mentally going insane and
You're unconscious on the
going
floor.
into this coma.
Hosed on the floor.
We're all going to die. So I'll attack the main thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Now,
first,
just before you do that, you notice in this chaos and all these things going through your head, you hear sounds in the room below, sounds of men arguing. And I tell you this because you have put so much effort into letting me know up to this point that you're aware of whether there's someone coming behind you. So you can hear the sounds of people arguing.
okay, so
in the
they're
room
coming up
below.
after us. Do we race through and let these things eat them?
Race through to where?
Down the stairs to the next room.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, look,
Burst
we've got to
through
get.
them.
Yeah, we've got to get out of here. We've got to get Chris out of here.
Okay.
So
I grab Chris and I bolt.
Okay, so you grab Chris under the arms and you start dragging him out of the room. And while you're doing that, the what appears to be the most elaborate mask, but it wasn't 8, so that's going to be a miss. Very lucky. So you're desperately dragging out Chris. The beam is going around you. These things are floating around in the mist, in the gloom, getting closer towards you, pushing you back towards the door. Ivlis, what do you do?
I'm bolting for the door, and the moment that Andrew gets through with Chris, I'm going to slam it shut and pull the key out of the lock.
Okay, you go backwards and you grab the door and it won't shut.
Okay, we'll just run for it. Is the
Okay,
key
so
still in it?
discovered. Yes, the key is still in it.
And where is the door
Right, but-
exactly? In terms of,
It's,
is it fully ajar?
yes,
No, it's
Okay,
a
well, I'm
door.
gonna
into the room.
Yeah, no, but I'm just thinking. I don't know whether we've used up all of the acid charge. I might be able to turn the key clockwise and get some acid sprayed all over the masks.
Oh God!
I want to get the key back.
Let's
the
stay
key still
alive
in the-
and then get the
Is
key
the
back.
key still in the lock?
The key's still in the
He
lock.
said, yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, look, we better just run for it. I'll run for it down the stairs. And actually, no, I've only got 1 hit point. I'll run out and then
Yeah.
go down the
Remember
stairs a
there's
little
a
more
corridor,
quietly.
so you've got to
try-
run down. You got to run down the corridor, turn right again, then get to a door, then go down the stairs.
Okay, I'll run to the door, and then when I get to that door,
Can we
I'll
close
start-
that door?
You can.
I don't know if we
but,
want to do that.
You haven't reached it yet, and presumably you can close it. You're just running down the corridor at this point.
Once I get out of the door, I'll just help Andrew with Chris, and we'll just get him, hustle him down the corridor as quickly as we can.
All right. So what have you got? You've got his legs and
Yeah.
Starfield's got his head. So you're desperately doing that, and so you start running as fast as you can, carrying a completely inert body down the corridor. And as you're doing that, going go, quick! You're looking behind you, and these masks are floating out of the room and down the corridor towards you. Firing as they go.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, we're moving targets.
You're always moving
We're-
targets. You never stand still. Well, it's only, the corridor is only about 30 feet long, so it takes you your turn to sort of get down to where it turns at a right angle and then go halfway along the next stretch. It'll take you another
I'm
turn
in
to
front,
get to the door.
Farfield's at the back.
And they're also faster than you because they're just little masks floating in the air going, you can see they're starting to speed up. So the first one fires at will. It's a 6. The next one goes for Andrew and rolls a 14 and does 2 points of damage. And then the last one goes for Andrew as well and rolls 2. So Andrew, you're hit by a beam. Ah! You have to really concentrate not to drop Chris and grab your head. The head. Yeah.
This is turning into a every episode
bit of a theme.
occasion. Have you noticed? Every single episode, Chris has been knocked
Bit of a
unconscious.
liability. Maybe you guys should drop me in, I'll
Well,
rejoin. in another life.
But then again, he may end up being the most powerful member of the party.
Oh,
eventually, you know,
Yeah, if he
and
survives.
he's a couple of levels up.
Chances aren't looking good at the moment.
Yeah, that's
If
right.
he survives.
Because
That was one round.
if we don't give him some medical attention in the next round, I believe he dies, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. He does. Okay, so as you turn the last corner and you see the door down the end of the corridor, you see standing in the doorway 2 men just behind the door, looking at you, going, huh! This look of shock
We
on your
slam
face.
into them and smash them down the stairwells, down the stairs.
Okay, how do you do that when you're
Smack.
carrying Chris, and how does that work?
We just use Chris as a battering ram, smack into them, and smash them down the stairs, screaming.
Hey. Hey.
then land on them.
Hey. Oh, wait, I don't have any say in this, do I?
You can't say, you don't have a say in this.
Let's resolve this as a grapple using your strength, Andrew. So you get a +1,
Uh-huh.
and because you're charging into them and they're a bit surprised, we'll go up the dice chain a bit. So you can use a D24, and they'll use a D20.
And can I use my D die?
You can indeed, yes.
Okay, so I'll roll that,
Boom, boom.
and I get a
So they roll 16.
3. No, I got a 2.
No, that's just on his
And
D
then I'm
die.
adding to that.
Oh,
That's
it's
my D die.
Right. We'll make
Roll.
it good. What's that, a 6?
roll.
That's a 6
On a D24.
on a D24.
Really beginning to think this dice engine is a bit dodgy, you know? It really does seem to go
Be
pretty
low.
Oh no! So you go barreling into them, and unfortunately they don't lose their footing. So you all bash into each other, and there's just up the top of you're all at the top of the stairs, just going. It's just
Do we manage
bodies
to get the
everywhere.
door shut?
Absolute
Is the
chaos.
critical question.
No one's got the door shut. You just smashed into them. And you realise just before you smash into them, there are 3 of them. There were 2 at the top of the stairs, 1 halfway down the stairs. And the 2 at the top of the stairs looked as if they were arguing about something, and probably about who was in love with who or something, you know, if they've gone through the same stuff that you had. And
So it
you
wasn't
just
there anymore.
came smashing into them. So they got thrust back against the wall, and you got pushed back, bounced back a little bit, and it's just a ruck. Absolute chaos. But no one actually
So
goes
what,
falling
initiative?
down the stairs. Yes, I think we should all roll fresh initiative, actually.
14.
2.
Maybe I can
Will.
get lucky and trip someone up.
Gee, they're reacting very well. But I'm going to give you a surprise, so they won't do anything in the first round because, you know, they were just standing at the top of the stairs and suddenly a human missile came smashing into
Who are
them.
these idiots? What are they doing?
So, Farfid, what do you want to do? This would be your last chance for someone to attend to Chris.
Yeah, well, I'll take them on if you want to. So
Yep.
my D die
Yep,
is
I'll-
1.
I'll whack a bandage on him.
7 plus 1 is 8.
It's not enough. You'd need 5 luck to connect with that blow.
Yep. So
I'll use
we'll-
the free round to whip out a bandage and I'll wrap it. Well, I don't know what he's got psychologically. I'll just slap him. Try and wake him up.
Your mother
Can't
loves
bandage
you.
him. He's got.
It's great.
He's
It's the
got mental-
classic and ultimate response to all mental problems. Just slap them.
Double-handed slap.
Yep, that's right.
Get yourself together.
There are 150 of us living in cardboard shoeboxes, middle of the road.
Actually, in this case, it works, however. And Chris, you go back to naught.
Use some luck.
Yes, well, you have to spend 1 luck to get yourself back to 1 hit point, remember?
Okay, I've got
Yep.
2 points of fleeting luck, so I'll burn one of those and get to 1.
Oh, no,
I've
you've got to
done a
rest to do
survey
that.
of our rolls since we started this game, and on the D20, I've divided it by double digits and single digits. We've had 28 in double digits, most of which have been 10s and 11s, and we've had 52 single-digit rolls.
Okay, that's statistically not right.
Yeah,
definition.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm glad you're really, engaged in the game there, Will. What have you been doing, counting them all up?
Only took me
Obviously.
2 seconds while I was slapping Chris about the head.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why you go to a casino with him. He's always counting cards and stuff.
Everyone's done something.
Everyone has.
So Chris is back to
Everyone
1.
has.
Will has woken Chris up. You've had an attack. That's it. Top of the round. The thieves. What the hell? And you can see they've got short swords, but they're carrying blackjacks. and in one hand, and then the other hand they've got sacks.
Can you just portray the tableau? Where are they?
Yes. Right, so you're at the top of the stairs, which is there was a door, and then beyond that a little landing, and then the stairs go down to the room below, which had the
Sarcophagi.
the crypt, the sarcophagi.
Yeah,
and
and how high up?
Stone beers.
How high up from the floor are we on the landing? If you were to jump off the landing, for example.
There's not. You can't drive
You
off the
can't.
landing.
You're like you're
inside.
behind the wall. Yeah,
Right.
this goes down to another door which leads into that room.
Well, it's their turn.
Good.
Have they seen the masks?
They haven't, but they might have. You don't know, but they're very much engaged with what's going on right now, which is the fact that they've just been barreled into by 3 men.
So what are they doing? They've got the initiative.
So, they've got these blackjacks in their hands, so they just start laying into you with these blackjacks, trying to beat you off.
Okay.
It's a 5, so that's a miss. You just dodge out of the way of that. The next one goes for Ivlis. A 4. Well, I'm getting terrible rolls here too. And the last one goes for Afid. Oops, I shouldn't have spoken. 17. So it does quite a bit of subdual damage, but it's only subdual damage, so it's not permanent. Because they're designed to knock you out.
Knock out. Okay.
So it does
Look at
10 points of subdual damage. So you get
How much?
cracked over the head. 10 points.
Man.
There's not a lot of detail here, but if you're brought to 0 hit points via subdual damage, you collapse unconscious.
Okay. Well, I go unconscious.
That's a lot, isn't it? He just gets a real
Yeah,
lucky
but I'm
blow
thinking,
in
I was
there.
about to suggest what we should do is just all lie down.
You don't
and
bleed
play
out
dead.
and die or anything.
Yeah. Let's
You're
just die.
unconscious.
Let's
Chris
just
is
lie on the
one hit
ground.
point.
Yeah, the guy gets in a really lucky blow with his blackjack and just cracks you on the head, and you're out. It's the mask. No, it's not your turn. It's the head mask. And it goes for... Yep, it goes for one of the thugs or thieves or whoever they are. Will, you're the only person to see this. A beam comes out of its eyes, goes for the thug, and misses. Chris, you can't do anything. The other 3 masks fire as well. This one goes for one of the thugs. It's a 13. That's a hit. So it hits one of the thieves who goes, "Oh, my head! Oh, no!" 3 points of damage.
They get 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one fires at another one of the thugs and hits. Does 7? Oh dear. Oh, okay. So one of them gets a full blast in the head with these black beams from the mask, and he goes flying back against the wall. Just goes poof, whacks his head, and just slides down the wall, leaving a trail of blood behind him. Goes down the stairs. Chris, you can't do anything. Oh, yes, you can. You're on 1 hit point.
Yeah, I'll try and crawl past them.
I'm just thinking
Wait,
if we
Andrew's-
just lie still, they might leave us alone.
I doubt it.
I find it hard to believe.
It's just a complete scrum of bodies. Six men just in this tiny space on the landing of this stairway.
I feel like I should
You
try
can
and
slap
grab
me.
Farfeed and pull you out down the stairs.
You probably don't have the strength.
He can use gravity.
that's what I
Boom,
mean.
boom, boom,
You
boom,
could
boom,
do
boom,
a-
boom,
you
boom, 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 boom.
You could try and do a force manipulation or something, but I'm almost inclined to think if we just lie here and play dead, the masks might bugger off. Well, they attack
They know
mentally.
we're alive.
Well, how do you know? If you're lying there just immobile, maybe they'll leave us alone.
Because they'll go for mines. They might not go for mine because I'm unconscious. But I'm suspect that anyone who's conscious, they will trigger in on you and sap you.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, Chris and I are on 1 hit point. You're on 0.
I mean, it
No,
feels like the most we could hope for is that they'll attack the ones that are, standing
Yep.
and more
Yeah.
visible
But
targets.
then we
and
have
that
to attack
maybe
them.
we can try and get past
Chris.
them. Is it apparent that I can grab Farfeed and try and get past and get down the stairs with him, dragging him?
I don't think you can, because there's just such a scrum of bodies. You could really just save yourself and drag yourself down the stairs. That's probably about all you can do at this point, unless you want to cast a spell or something.
I'll try and get myself past these guys down into the stairwell. At least to give myself
Yep,
a
you
bit of
can do that.
space. I can turn
So
around and cast a
you're
spell.
literally like the guy who's like dragged himself out of the bottom of a collapsed scrum. And you pull yourself out and just drag yourself hand over hand down the stairs. You get about 5 feet down the stairs, and then you manage to get your feet under you and just stagger down the bottom. The door is open to the room below, and you just go staggering into that room.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get the hell out too. So I'll just barge my way through and just run for it.
Okay, just make I will have one of the thieves just have a less effective go at you as you try and escape. A 4, so no, he makes a swipe at you with his blackjack as you pull out of past the bodies, and you trip and fall and stumble, hold yourself up on the side of the corridor, and stagger down the stairs after Chris. Okay, so there's 2 of these thugs left, and now they realise that the more pressing danger is from these floating golden masks, so they turn their attacks to those. The first one whips out his shorts, drops his blackjack, whips out a short sword, and makes a strike for one of the masks. Ooh, gets a 16.
Does he want to join our party?
Yeah.
6 points of damage. Okay, he sort of knocks one of the masks and goes, flies in the air and then flies back again. There's one other thief as well. He does the same. And hits as well. Oh, 5. Yeah, he gets an effective blow in on one of the masks. Much better. Does a good dent in it. So, I'm going to say...
How long am I conscious for?
I don't know, make a fortitude save.
18.
18.
Oh, that's surprising.
That's the
20.
first decent roll all night. Fantastic.
Yep.
Okay, so your eyelids are open and you awaken.
Hardhead.
You're lying up against the wall on the landing. Teebeedee and Ivlis have abandoned you. They're nowhere to be seen.
Sorry. Okay,
And
I'll remember that next time.
Sitting next to you is a dead thief or thug or whoever he is, and the other 2 thieves or thugs got short swords out and desperately trying to beat off the assault of these I-beam shooting masks.
Get out of there. Maybe we can take advantage of any damage they can cause.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, I just go down the stairs, leave them to their lot for a while.
Okay, so you stagger up and
But I keep an eye looking.
half drag yourself down the stairs.
And then just at the door, I just sort of huddle behind the door, looking out to see how they fare against the masks.
Can't we just shut the door?
Well, you can't really
No,
tell
honestly-
because they're just beyond the door. They're sort of just beyond the landing, just past the
No,
door,
but I'll see
so
their
all you can
bodies
hear is
as
the
they
sounds of
fall.
combat. You might, yeah, unless they fall in the corridor, yeah. Okay, so you hear these sounds, these beams coming out.
Field.
Okay, a round has passed. You haven't seen a body fall. It's the sound of exertion and the weird sound of these rays being shot and short swords whipping around. You do.
Let's just let them either kill them or get slaughtered themselves, and then we'll come up and stab them in the back if they survive.
You see the upper half of one of the thieves go through the door, fall backwards. He's clutching his head, and he's going, and you see something breaks inside, and he goes completely limp. At the same time, the other thief is backing back onto the landing, looking absolutely horrified and looking about it like he's about to run any second. I'd just like to point out that these thieves probably have wives and children.
Since when has
And
that ever been an issue?
My heart is bleeding, and I'll give them a copper coin each. Close the door.
And spike it shut, and then go back and rest and come back the next day.
That's what I was thinking, but I'm just not sure if they can get through the door. But well,
So heroic.
You've got to be realistic.
this is Lankhmar. Forget heroics. Heroes.
I've been noticing this
heroes
strategy quite
die.
a lot lately. It's like encounter something, close the door, run away until it calms down, then come back.
Well, when you
It's
don't
right,
have
it's
4 hit points, that's a really good strategy.
That's like real life.
As you're closing the door, the thief looks down at you and he has this look of pure horror on his face and his eyes are wide and he goes, "No! No!"
Yes.
Close the door on his
Door
face.
shut.
Uh,
Wait, can't
I'll get a couple of iron spikes out and hammer them in
right,
from
so
the
you shove
outside.
those in between the cracks in the flagstones and whack them in. And on the other side, you hear this. And this.
Doof doof music. What? It's a rave.
Total silence.
Let's get away from
Okay,
the door.
let's go. Let's get away from the door, and let's go down and let's close the next door.
Yeah, and then go down a level and rest.
Okay, well, that door you can close. There's another door into this chamber. You can go down the second level. There's another 2 doors. And that's it. So there's 4 doors between you and the bottom room.
Okay,
I
so we
suggest
close
go
all
down
the
to the
doors.
bottom room, closing all the doors behind
Closing all the
us,
doors on the way.
and then we'll put a spike in the last one, and let's just rest down on the bottom layer.
Extra
Which
stuff
way
that
do
we
the
can
doors open? Do they open towards you when you open them, or away from you?
You're always asking me which way doors open.
That's crucial if you're going to spike them
They
shut.
always open in your favour.
Seriously, it's the most common question you ask me. Which way is the door open?
Every thief knows it's important to know which way the door opens. Yep, so we'll spike the next 3 doors going down.
Is anyone spending luck to get hit points back?
So I'm back up to 4. Oh, I'm back up on full hit points. How about that? It's the advantage of having almost no hit points. It's really easy to get back to full again.
Yeah, exactly. 4.
4.
Oh, lucky.
Oh, nice roll.
Back to 5.
Okay, so can we just
So
we spend the night in the bottom room at the column?
All right.
waiting for those masks to knock on the door.
We should take turns being on watch.
Okay. So I'm going to say, since the doors are shut, right, okay, so nothing happens during the night. You have someone on watch and no one has the guts to enter the room that you're in. You hear sounds of movement outside in the main chamber, and there are little fire that you can see the flickering of light from fires and stuff like that, and the smell of smoke and occasional bit of roasting food coming through. But you just basically huddle in the corners of this stone room, freezing your balls off, trying to snatch whatever sleep you can. So, and you haven't got any blankets, you haven't got anything to sleep on, you haven't got anything. So it's a very miserable night. So I'll give you all a hit point, but my God, am I good to you?
Okay, so what's our plan for going back up this thing? I think we need some kind of
Plan?
plan. Yes. How are we going to bring these things down? I mean, presuming there's still
What's our
4
plan?
bloody-
We need a plan.
Well, can we get reflective shields for a start?
Yes, I'll set to polishing.
Well, we can also make a stand in a particular room. If I can get the force shield together, that gives all of us a +4 armor class. But the shields are fixed in place; they don't move with us. So if we knew things were going to come through and attack us, then we could kind of get ourselves set up with this shield and ready for action.
So how about this for an idea? We pick a spot, and I think it's got to be somewhere where we can all get a blow in. And you guys set up an ambush. I'll go up and creep up there and see what the hell's going on. And then when they come chasing after me, I'll run down and you guys ambush them as I come through the door. Does that sound reasonable?
Never argue with a plan where the person offers themselves as the bait.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Are you the most sensible one to do that?
I'm the most qualified one to do that.
Insofar as qualified because you've been hit the most times.
Sneaking
I'm
around.
the quietest and sneakiest. Now, okay, hang on. This is a really good point. I'm going to go out and, you know how you were saying, Peter, all around in this building there are humpties made with blankets and bits of wood and all the rest of it. I'll just go to the nearest one and rip off one of the blankets.
Right. And there's a woman behind it, huddled in the corner with 2 small children. She goes, "No,
Yeah,
please,
I'm not
don't
interested
hurt
in
me.
her. I'll just take the blanket. I'll throw a couple of
My
shekels at her.
blanket! It's my only blanket! It's my
Okay,
only
I'll throw
blanket!
2 copper pieces. Shut up.
It's worth more than that!
No, it's not.
It was a
it's
good
not.
blanket. My grandmother gave me that blanket. It's the only thing I have to remember it by.
Okay,
was
I'll
a
throw
bitch.
14 iron ticks as well.
The generosity.
I'm not saying I'm not going to give the blanket back. I'm just borrowing it. Anyway, I've got the blanket.
Bring it back.
I don't believe you.
Fuck
I'm going to
off.
keep it. I'm going to burn it.
Heartless man. My children.
Shut up.
My children are cold. They're starving. And you're taking away our only blanket.
I just
What
turned my
kind
back
of
on
man
her.
are you?
Tell them to stop eating blankets then.
So the theory... with
My
the
children
blanket
my children are starving and you've taken away our only blanket. What?
You weren't even
What
lying
logic
under the
is
blanket.
that?
You were using it as a privacy screen. So shut up. Now, if we go up, I'm
For her
hoping
whoring ways.
we might be able to use it.
I don't know if she's a psychopath or not.
Okay,
Poor person.
let's get this plan together,
blanket.
boys, because we've got to have. We're going to be up against it with these things. How can we stop the rays getting to us? Do you think, as you said, your idea of the polished shield isn't as far-fetched as it sounds? Is there?
The idea's fine,
We've got those masks that had the special velvet cloth behind around the eyes.
we were wearing them.
Nose,
They did fuck all.
Did nothing.
We were wearing them.
Right. Okay.
As you walk back, you hear a man muttering, saying, "Bit rough taking poor woman's last blanket."
Go and take his blanket too. Say equal
I'll go and
opportunity
take his
blanket
blanket
stealing.
too. I'd pull my dagger out and go and say, "Give me a blanket."
Big man stealing women's blankets.
Kill him.
Yeah, I'm bloody tempted. I hold the knife up to his nose and say, "Do you want your nose? Shut up! Get the hell out of my way!"
Backs off.
Right, Lebs. Good God.
Big man threatening men who
okay,
complain about the fact that you steal blankets from women.
We need to. Can we stop with the blankets and get on with the chill touch? Chris, can you cast a chill touch spell and see how long it's going to last for? I'll start working the spike out of the door so that it's ready to open.
We should get the blanket, because the blanket would be really cool. You have it, and you go racing down the stairs, and they come racing through, smash into the blanket. You throw the blanket over them, and you just stomp on them.
That's my whole theory. This is hence the blanket strategy. It needs two people, you and me, while Chris is doing his spell. You and I just charge them and try and wrap them up in it.
I was thinking it's better if they come chasing around and around a corner into a door.
Fly straight into it. Yeah, well, that's also good. Okay, in that theory, I'll go up and get them to chase me, right? And then come running around, and you guys are waiting with the blanket. Okay, I'll take the spike out and have a look in.
It's a 14 plus 2 is 16.
Ooh.
Okay, so on the next round, you'll see +2 to attack and an additional 1d6 damage. Okay.
Okay, so you see a blue nimbus of power around Chris's hands.
So on that basis, you get ready to hit things, and Andrew and I will. You open the door, and Andrew and I will stand there with the blanket. So you get down on the ground and open the door from down on the ground.
We have
from behind.
I make it, and we are not afraid to use it.
Now, just to be clear, does this door open in or out?
I don't.
It opens upward.
Sideways.
It's a gull wing.
It opens in.
It's a gull wing
It
door.
opens in. This one was spiked. It opens
into
in.
the floor. Open in.
Yes. So I'm going to stand behind it as I open it.
No, you can't open it. You can't touch anything with your chill, touchy hands. So, Ivlis is opening the door. Teebeedee is standing there with his blue energy around his hands.
No, he's standing on the other side of the door, out of sight, with his hands ready. They both are.
Yeah.
Ambush.
No one's standing in
I
front
don't know how
of the
out
door.
of sight you could be. You're opening the door inwards. How out of sight?
I'm
What do you
opening the
mean?
door inwards, so I'm behind the door as it opens, and the other two are on the other side of the door. Right? So no one's standing directly in front.
Okay. So who's going to actually look through the door when you open it?
No one's going to look through the door. I'm just going to pull it open.
And we see what happens.
So the idea is both of you to go into the side. You don't want to actually look and see what's behind the door.
Not just yet.
The door.
Okay.
All right,
Will's
I'll
opening
open
on one side,
I'll
and the
open
other
it
two
a
are...
crack and peek in.
You can't see anything opening crack. You've got to open the door. Well, it's just darkness.
Okay, I'll
beyond
just
it.
pull the door open.
Right, the masks go flying through the door and heading for the other door, and they fly across the room and through the other door and disappear.
Okay, you know that
Right.
they're now downstairs spreading havoc amongst all the poor people.
I don't care.
Right.
Neither
Let's
do I.
just run up
So
to the top room and see
you're
if
all
there's anything of
standing there.
value in there.
You're all standing there arguing amongst yourself. You start to hear screams. And lots of screams. And men, women, children screaming their head off in horror. And it is the worst sound you've ever heard in your life. You don't know what's going on? But it
Yes,
is
we do.
horrible.
We know exactly what's going on. Let's see if we can go upstairs and fix it.
Yeah,
See if
Okay,
there's
well, you
anything
do.
driving it
I'm just going
upstairs.
to bolt
We go
up
upstairs.
the stairs to the top
Go
room.
upstairs to the top room.
Yep.
Is there anything
If
in
only
it?
she had a blanket to hide her children.
last thing she thinks as the masks come together is, that horrible man stole my blanket.
Yes. Not to
stabbing
mention actually
children.
unleash the masks on them, but anyway. Okay.
Well, if it wasn't us, it was going to be the thieves. There you go.
You run up to the top room and you see that there are 3 masks, just the glitter of gold beyond the shadows, still hanging on the wall.
Okay, we take those. Yep. So you walk up.
The edge of your hearing, you can hear screaming, horrible screaming.
Yeah.
Hoarse shouts.
First, we wrap stuff around our faces at the door. Big, deep breath. Walk to the mask, and I use my furthest reach with my broadsword, flick them off the wall.
Okay, so you do that, and as soon as you walk into the room, you start getting assaulted by all those horrific memories. People murdering each other, people betraying each other.
People stealing people's blankets.
Wife, stealing blankets. People, hoarders at home, shoving food into their mouths, all the horrible sins of the past coming back to haunt you. And you fight your way through it, your head filled with all these horrific memories. And flick the mask off the wall. It goes clink, clink, falls on the ground.
Well, hang on. Can we just, and then we look around. We look around the room in more detail. Is there anything here that would suggest anything? Any clues? Anything hidden? Anything?
No, apart from that, it's a bare room.
This is nasty.
Just this strange ectoplasmic like shadowy mists, which seem to just sort of, they're almost it's almost like wading through a dream. This feeling, it slows you down as you're hit by this wave upon wave.
Where's it coming from? Anyway, we take the masks and the chokers, which are still with me, and we go downstairs amongst the screams. Okay, guys.
As you go down, the screams get louder and louder and louder. Okay, you see a sign of a scene of cacophony. The masks are flying around within the room. They're probably about 60 feet away from you, and they're just swooping around, blasting beams at people. And people are going absolutely crazy. And as you look, you just see it's a scene of horror as people start indulging in the most horrific activity. People are ganging up on each other, and people are going crazy and fucking in the corners, and other people are stealing stuff, and other people are beating up each other.
What's different from normal?
Yeah, exactly. It's just business as usual in this building. So are the masks actually beaming people?
Yes, they are, but it seems that people are. It's like a scene out of hell. Everybody is enacting these and turning into weird, crazy mobs, and enacting all these horrific sins against each other.
Are some of them dying though from the beams, like we did in the thieves?
No, they're dying from the actions of other people from the beams. Yeah.
Okay.
I could go into details, but I'll leave it to your imagination.
How many masks are there?
There's 4 of them. They seem to be working their way towards the exit, towards the front end exit, as they're doing this.
Should we be stop them?
We should stop them.
Okay, I'll
shout out, hey!
over to the door and try and shut it. But while I'm running, I just want to look at the inside of the mask that I've got from upstairs.
Sorry, where are you running?
I'm running towards the front door.
Okay, everyone roll initiative.
4. Christ.
Will, your initiative rolls are unbelievable.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Is that with your +1 or whatever? Do you have a +1?
It's okay. It's a 5 with the +1.
13.
5.
Okay, you estimate you've probably got about 4 rounds before they get to the exit.
Okay, I step out through the main door from the thing, and I shout out, "You missed us. We're still here."
Okay, they're about 60 feet away.
Loud voice.
So you shout out, and you can't imagine that anyone hears you because it's a cacophony. Everyone is screaming.
But it's my mind as much as anything. I'm trying to use my projecting a thought of I'm still here.
Uh-huh.
You failed.
Okay, you project, you shout, but nothing seems to happen.
Okay, I run. I project, I shout, I run.
You run towards them. So can you make a luck check, please?
10.
That's good. Okay, so you run into the crowd, and luckily no one seems to take any notice of you. because they're all engaged in this horrific violence and
Melee.
sex and
The entrance to this temple,
Yes.
there's only one entrance. Is it
there are two double
assuming
doors, two big double doors.
have they ever been closed?
Hard to tell.
I'm wondering, do we give a damn if they get out into Lankhmar?
Probably a bit.
Yeah, you probably should.
All right, well, then I'll
judging-
run towards the...
I tell that. Look,
double
it's up to
doors.
you. It's up to you. But judging from what is going on inside this tenement here, it would be horror on a scale that you can't possibly even imagine.
All right, I'll run for the two double doors then, with the aim of closing them.
Now, the problem is, sorry, I should have said this for you too, Farfid, is that when you go into the crowd and try and get through them, there's such a mass of bodies and there's all these people getting in your way and impeding your progress that it's really difficult to get past them and move your normal speed. So just
Maybe
going
we
back
can
to
kill
Andrew, Andrew, is there anything that you want to do in an attempt to sort of clear a path and try and move faster? Because otherwise you'll be slowed down by all these people.
Well, I guess just holding my axe and like a battering ram
out
and
your axe
smashing
and
through
roar your head
screaming.
off.
Remember me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember me,
make a-
killer, the boss man.
Are you just sort of threatening people, or are you sort of shoving, and what are you doing?
Well, I'm screaming and threatening, but also running. So I got a great big like an
Okay.
axe out.
Make a personality check.
Well, that's not going
So,
to.
sorry, a DC 10 personality test. So you have a -2 modifier, don't you? 7.
Buckley's.
No,
Yeah.
it does,
So it's
it doesn't
5.
seem to work. You actually are slowed down by the crowd. Will, what do you want to do?
Okay, then I start cutting through them.
All these people. Well, yeah, you can start actually.
'Cause that's a
hacking
strength
into people if
test.
you want to.
Yeah, it's more important. People have to die so we can save Lankhmar. So
All right. Well, you can
fuck
do
it.
that next round.
That's a strength test.
Is there any way, by using any of the gantries that are running around the side of the walls, that I can get to the doors more quickly, or is it just a case of running over people like a sheepdog?
Yeah, it is kind of just running over people. I mean, there's people, all the gantries. Obviously, there are a lot more people in here than you expected, all hiding away, and now they're out and formed into mobs, and it's madness. So, first, can you make a luck test?
17 with a plus
Yoo-hoo!
1, 18.
No, that's a fail because you needed to be equal to or under your luck in that particular circumstance. Right?
Excellent. Well, that's good. Gee, the
First
dice
time
are
you
really
rolled
my
17.
friends in this game, aren't they?
They really are. So, a swarm of residents, overwhelmed by wrath, attacks you. So, you get swarmed by this bunch of just peasants with just looks of madness and fear and anger on their face. Basically, like, Trump supporters. And they attack you. 3. No, and they're all wielding sort of things that just picked up, just sticks and 2x4s and rocks and all that.
Blankets.
And blankets. And they're hacking at you, but you managed to escape danger. So what do you do?
The Lord, as I said, I'm running for the front doors.
Well, the problem is if you run away from this crowd of people, they will get another hack at you. They're just sort of treated as one big monster at this point. No, there's 2 alternatives. You can run away and take a free hit, or you can attack them.
That I'll attack them. I'll pull out my dagger and stab the first closest bastard.
All right.
Roll a 16.
Oh, that's a hit. So the dagger goes into this just hobo, and he has this huge look of shock on his face. Roll damage.
2.
Okay, and he falls at your feet, but you're just being swarmed by all these other people.
So you're
Just a
blanket
whole mob.
stealing hobo killer.
Yeah, that was the guy who's that was the guy who was like going, oh, I can't believe he was stealing a blanket from them.
Good. I'm happy I stabbed him. Is he dead?
You can't tell. It's just it's chaos. It's madness.
All right, can I see the gold mask, the main mask?
They're all sort of flying
Okay, I'm
around
gonna-
in a clump at the moment.
I'm going to attempt a force manipulation spell. See if I can
Alrighty.
hit it. Oh, man, 9.
7. He failed.
Well, it's +2, so 9.
That's
Still
lost
fail.
failure. Oh, no.
That's not good.
So, the second round, starting with Andrew.
This time I
Or actually,
have
you're
to cut
20
my
feet.
way through.
Make a strength test.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
you've got
okay.
1 in 4 chance
Yeah.
of hitting them.
No, it's not
Okay.
about hitting people. This is abstracted. You're getting through a huge group of people who are all chaotically running around. It's not just cutting one person and getting through and everybody goes, oh, you've killed one person, I'm now going to get out of your way. It doesn't work like that. It's like a huge organism, this
Okay,
huge
that's a fail.
mob of people running around. That's 11, so how far are you away? So if you could spend 4 luck.
Yeah, no.
Not a lot. Okay, so you do get to move. You can move another 20 feet, but
I thought you said I was 20 feet away.
no, you move 20 feet into it. You're 60 feet away from them.
Oh,
But you're
okay.
moving
Okay,
20
sorry.
feet per round. I'm keeping track of this on a whole diagram here. So you're 40 feet from the spire towards the exit.
Okay, I think Lankhmar's going to have a whole lot of problem. My sort of care
I think we
factor is a
could've-
bit zero.
We
Because
could have prevented all of this simply by keeping a door shut.
who's going to
But
do
then
that?
we'd all be dead inside the tower, so it would be a moot point, really.
If only it opened the other way.
You've got to come up with some Yes, if only. You've got to come up with some ingenious solution. Frankly, I
Everyone's
have no
gonna
idea
die.
what that is, but you've got to come up with it.
I can pour
So,
oil on myself and start chanting.
Even better. Even better. Grab some gold, grab a handful of it, throw it through the air towards them, and everyone goes hoarding towards them, and it'll slow them down while we give us an opportunity, maybe a few more rounds to get there.
That might work.
Well, the
if it's an
problem is with
impressive
that,
enough amount.
everyone's in a frenzy of lust and vengeance and fury.
Yes,
and
but what's one of the
whatever.
And
7
greed.
sins, Will?
Yes, that's
Greed.
true. Greed. But the other thing is the masks are flying. But sure, give it a go.
Yeah, but they're zapping people. Anyway,
Yep.
it was
give it a go.
just a
That's a
thought.
good try. It's worth a try.
It'll have
We've
to
got
be
these gems
impressive.
that
You
it would-
can't just, you just can't throw a handful. It's got to really, make an impression.
Well, we've got 143 silver smurdooks. I'm going to just grab a couple of handfuls of those and
Silver.
throw them. These people are
Yeah, we
peasant
don't have
scum
enough
who live in a
Yeah,
tenement.
silvers, yeah.
They're
We don't
happy to
have
get a
enough
copper
gold
piece,
to make
for
an
God's
impression.
sake. These people have never even seen a silver smurdook. They're that poor.
Yes, but they're not in control of their emotions at the moment.
Well, I'm not going to waste 50 gold rilks on them.
How much money have you got?
We've got 50 gold, about 140 silver, and 180 copper.
But you want to
Yeah,
make an
well, if you-
impression, and
If you chucked all that, you could probably make a serious impression.
And then we'd be broke, and we'd still have to fight 4 masks.
There's always
Yeah.
another day.
Where's-
There's always another
where's the
adventure.
benefit?
There's always more money. And by the way, can I just point out? I'm not telling you what to do, but can I point out you've got 3 gold masks in your pocket,
Yeah.
not to mention
the chokers.
Chokers. So it depends. I mean, do you want to do something heroic and exciting and a fantastic scene that will get you luck, or do you want to play it safe? Not telling you what to do or anything. This is
Go for it. There's always another day.
this isn't
Yeah, well,
just gold.
I'm just saying this isn't the wonderful game of accountancy, the accountancy role-playing game.
No, but I'm just conscious
what?
that Chris and I
That's
have
what I
both
signed
already,
up to.
All 3 of us have been either dead or unconscious in the course of fighting these things, so our chances of beating them are fuck all or
Right,
nothing.
so do something exciting
So we could
and
be
heroic
dead with our
that
pockets
makes
full
a
of gold.
take
real
all the
impression.
money and throw it in one direction then.
Now we're talking. Now we're
Everybody,
talking.
take out your bags, throw all the money.
Fantastic.
Well, I shout out my
great idea.
I say, everybody, throw your money.
Do you say anything when you throw all this money out into the crowd?
Well, there's no point me saying it because I have there's gold in them there hills.
Gold,
And the masks have got more. The masks have got the most money.
Okay, so there's this shower of coins. You chuck out all your gold and your silver and your copper. The air is full of coins flying off. Which direction do you throw them?
Towards the masks.
Towards the masks.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Why?
You
Yeah.
fly it. And
Because we want them to attack the masks. There's so many people. They're the best thing to get the masks. The masks have the money.
Right.
okay, there is utter chaos. Everyone sprints into where this shower of coins goes, tling, 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 bounces on the ground. Everyone is running around. They're pulling other people off, trying to grab coins. They're reaching for the masts and trying to pull out of the sky, not too successfully because they're flying around, above head height, but still. is slowing down the masks because they're still firing beams into this crowd. People are like slitting each other's throats trying to get coin, and it's absolute madness. But it completely clears the way in front of you.
Woohoo!
All right, what do you want to do?
It worked. Well, I bolt for the biggest mask, the glorious mask, and I slam it with a battle axe.
Fantastic.
In fact,
roll.
one of the people who's reaching for it, I effectively run up their back like an AFL mark and bring it smashing down on the. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a deed dice.
Do a deed. Run up the back and do it.
Watch me stumble. Oh yes! I did it! Oh
My God!
A deed! My kingdom for a deed! Now, guys, watch me roll a 2 on the attack dice.
Sense of inevitability about it. It's quite disturbing.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so I'm rolling my die 20, and I get 16! Plus a 3! Plus a 1! It's 20!
Oh, that is so cool. Unbelievable. Right, so you just go sprinting towards the crowd, and you just take like 3 huge lunging steps over the top of the crowd, like up somebody's back, and then over the top of their backs, and then just launch yourself into the sky with your battle axe behind your head and splam down onto the mask.
Bring it down. Okay. 2.
Oh, fucking kidding me. If you spend a point of luck, you can roll that again.
Okay, I'll spend a point of luck and roll that
Spend a point
again.
of luck and roll that again. This is too epic.
So, 8. That's much better.
8.
9.
That
9
is
points of
more like
damage.
Fantastic. The main mast shatters into 1,000 tiny gold pieces. Oh, no, it doesn't. It shatters into a whole number of shards, which fall down into the crowd, and the crowd goes mad. They're all grappling and getting the coin and the little gilded shards of mask, and they're ripping them, and people are punching each other out and stabbing each other, desperately trying to get the coins. It's like David Jones on sale day. It's madness.
And what are the other 2 doing?
Madness.
3.
Well, the
Other 3 masks.
Yeah,
How
the other
close
3
to the-
masks are still like turn around and they're going for the exit.
Okay, I'm still going for the exit. I've been going for the exit the entire time. I'm trying to slam the front doors.
Right, so you run. You can't do it this round, but you're running through the crowd and you're not impeded by anybody. So you're running for the doors.
Okay.
Chris, what do you do?
Can you put some force around, or is that what you tried and failed?
Yep.
Yeah, I've now lost that.
What else do you have?
Fantastic scene.
Yeah, my only option is I'll try casting an enlarge spell on myself. And if we could get into battle with a staff or something, at least I might be able to be more brutal.
Crush it with one hand.
All right.
Yes,
So here we
cast
go.
it on yourself. It's a great idea.
Good. Here we go. Rolling. Oh,
Yes!
AC plus 20.
20. It's a 20.
You double in size.
A normal man becomes ogre-sized, receiving a
And
plus
you move a lot faster as well.
Oh, fantastic.
+4 to
And you get
attacks,
plus
damage,
10
and armor
hit
class.
points.
Awesome. Plus 4.
Fantastic.
And you
plus
roll
4 attack.
and you move twice as fast, so you can get up to them.
Awesome.
15
That
hit
is
points.
brilliant.
Okay.
So TB just goes, grows up to like, what, 12 feet tall.
With a massive staff. I've got a massive staff in my hand.
Its wing is like that scene in the Avengers when the Ant-Man goes up to the big size and the... Well, not quite that tall, but still. So it's round 3, Fuffid.
Gone,
Okay, can I make the next one?
Love is gone.
Where's the next one?
Yeah, they're flying around above your heads.
Okay, can I take a swing?
Yeah?
Okay. Miss with a 4.
With a 4.
Oh, 7, yeah, unfortunately not. Well, it's because you fell back into the crowd and,
Yep.
you're trying to beat off this crowd who are all scrabbling for coins and pieces of mask and madness. Okay, so the masks are still firing beams everywhere. They're getting closer. They're only about 20 feet from the front doors now.
Will's turn. Can he close the doors?
Well, I get there this round.
Yeah, and you just like slide along the floor and slam the doors shut with your body.
So you're unimpeded by the crowd. You go running towards the doors. Now, the only problem is, of course, is that there are 2 double doors. At the
2
front
double doors? I
of the
thought you said there was
temple.
only one. There's only one entrance into this
I've
place.
said it 20 times. There are 2 double doors. And I've got it recorded, and I can play it back to you later. I've said it several times. 2 double doors.
That's ambiguous because it's not clear whether that's 2 sets of double doors or 2
No, it's very
double
clear.
doors.
You've got him there, Andrew.
Okay. So you get these ancient wooden bound with iron doors and go, and it hasn't been moved in decades, but and there's all crap around them and everything, but you shovel that stuff out of the way and you go, can you make a strength test, please? And make it on a D24. That's a 5.
It's in the chat window. 5.
So you go, they seem to be jammed shut. They haven't been shut for so long, but the advantage of this is, however, is that the masks that were swirling towards your entrance have now swirled back and are heading for the other one because they can see that you're trying to close this door. So they're going for the other exit.
Yeah, the other set of double
Two
doors.
double doors.
Oh, the other
next to each
set of
other.
The other set of double doors.
You need to run over there in giant ogre size and smash these 2 things. Imagine the scene now. All these people who are driven in frenzy by the mental powers of the mask, they're all scrabbling for coin, and suddenly this gigantic magic user appears and starts stomping through the crowd.
Oh, by the way, everybody take 1 luck for throwing all your coin into the crowd. That's the kind of shit I want to see.
Thank you for my idea.
Yeah, I know it was your idea, but everyone sacrificed their money. So
No. But I'm sort of saying it was good that everyone went along with it.
It's interesting. It doesn't make me the enlarged doesn't actually make me stronger as such. So, but I guess it must at some level, right? I'm twice the size.
Yeah.
I was thinking if I
could down the dice chain or something.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to bolt to the other double doors.
Due to greater size and strength.
Okay,
yeah,
you can't make it to the doors, but you can make it to the masks and have an attack.
Okay. I'm going to attack one of the masks.
Okay. Now there are 3 of them. One of them has already been dented and bashed a bit by the thief. The other 2 are untouched.
I'll go for the dented one. 7.
Ah, jeez. No, you missed. Sorry, I can't give that to you on a 7. That's no good.
Not used to being this big.
Hell.
Would a point of luck help?
Actually, I don't know if your staff actually does get bigger. Maybe it's just you. And you're like this big naked man with a tiny staff.
Yeah,
that hasn't changed.
It actually doesn't make that clear whether all your stuff gets double as well, but anyway, we'll say it does. Right, this is the last round to stop those masks. Get out the doors.
Okay.
They're going for the doors.
I take a swing. I take a swing at one of the less damaged ones. 12.
That's a hit.
Okay, and it does
Pang! Ping!
7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. There's a crack, and you just slice it in 2, and the shards go fall down to the ground, and there's a mad frenzy as everyone goes running, grabbing the pieces and pulling each other off. Okay, they're getting very close to the doors now. There's only 2 left. Will, what do you do?
I'm just going to launch myself at one of them and try and grab it and pluck it out of the air.
Oh, nice. Okay. Do you want to do that as a hit, or do you want to make a dexterity check? Which would you prefer? If you do it as a dexterity check, you've got to get 12 or more.
12 or more.
If you want to roll or hit, you've got to get 12 or more. Actually, they're the same. So there you go.
All right, I'll just go for it then. I'll just
so
try
12
and
or
grab
more with a +1.
18!
18!
Yay!
Rolls a decent roll. Finally.
Far out. First time in weeks.
Were you going for the one that had been already hit, or the fresh one? The one that was untouched. The fresh one. Okay.
Fresh undamaged
now you grab it. Okay, so you grab it. You go. You're pulling it down to the ground. It's struggling against you.
Hold it there. See if I can get there and smash it.
Yep, I'm just gonna fall on it.
Hold it, or is there anything else you?
Yeah, no, I've just launched myself into the air, grabbed it, and I just fall on it on the ground. It's
with a blanket, wrapped in a blanket.
With blankets.
Yes, with the blanket.
And somewhere a woman, you scream at a woman, "Told you!"
Fantastic. You've got it under the blanket. It's going trying to beat its way out of the back. It's like having a bandicoot in a
fish.
sack. It's just going off. But it doesn't seem to have the strength to actually get through the blanket. It's only a
Sit
mask.
on it.
It actually,
I'm just going to lie
actually
on it.
doesn't have a lot of... A sack or a blanket or something like that is enough to stop it. So it's just... So you're lying on top of it, desperately trying to stop it from moving around. Fantastic. There's one left. The dinged and battered one. So now it's the top of the round. Andrew, this is the last chance to stop the last mask.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
Well,
It's the last chance.
Just what's
the
my
last
dexterity?
mask saloon.
This is
my
it.
dexterity.
It's heading for the last set of doors.
Oh, okay.
It's going to fly
I just go
out
and
into
attack
Lankhmar
it then.
and infect the entire city.
Still, 1 is better than 3. Okay, boys, taking the hit, taking the swing.
Here we go.
13, 17, 18.
That
Oh,
is
well, something better than a 2 on your damage.
Yeah, that's okay. And so I've got 2 plus 1 plus 9! 12 points of damage! Smash!
Just as it's about to, it's just going into the sunlight.
Mummy, I'm free!
Unbelievable. It was just starting to go on an upward trajectory as it was about to fly up into the
Saw the
air.
lights! I see the lights! Oh, blump.
Smash! Unbelievable.
And then, Chris, you can use your staff to scrunch down the blanket-ridden mask.
And I'm standing there 12 feet tall looking at this tiny stick in my hand going, huh?
I'll tell you what, no, just come over and
Tread on
stomp
it.
on the thing.
Tread on it.
Just tread on it.
Grind it in like a cigarette butt. Hulk.
Flatten it out like a coin.
At least we'll get that one.
Put my foot on it.
Tread on
My
it.
giant foot.
This is the one that Will's got.
Yeah, just tread on
Yeah.
the blanket.
Yeah.
Squish it flat.
Yeah.
Okay. The other ones, people just, grab all
Yeah.
the pieces. It's a mad scrum. They've got one that's still scrubbing on it. So you tread on it, grind it into the ground, and there's just sort of, it's like killing a little animal. It just sort of slows down, struggles, keep pressing, and eventually, whatever life force it had, just goes.
Good. And good riddance.
We should have kept
Well,
that.
well.
Crap. Holy
That
crap.
was very close. Very close.
That was very, very close. All came down to that last roll.
That was very close. I thought you had no chance there, but, see, one good idea can change it all. It was just brilliant. Nice work.
It's a lot of fun.
Excellent.
So is there anything you'd just like to do before we wrap it?
I'd like
Take
to
everything we
propose
can
that
and piss bolt.
Recover any obvious gold? No, probably just leave it. We've got all the valuable stuff, right?
We have
Yeah,
some.
Well, all the coinage is gone. All the shattered pieces of the masks are gone. The only thing you've got is the 3 masks that didn't animate and the one that you've squashed, which you've obviously probably done some damage to the value of it, but at least it's...
And the chokers. Actually, what we can do, sorry, I bolt back into the thing. Actually, and for the key.
Yes, get the
Oh,
key.
yeah, the key. Yeah, absolutely.
Get the key back. And then we exit via the back entrance.
Up the gantry, out the window.
Up the
Yep,
gantry,
up
out the window.
across the plank, out the window, across the rooftops, into with the sun beaming down as you jump across the rooftops and into the day of Lankhmar, and it's a brand new day. And well done, lads.
Wow.
Take
Thank
this up
you.
again next time.